If you're someone who wants to quantum leap your life, your income, your love life, your career, your family, your health, then this is my promise for you watching this mini masterclass. It's going to radically change your life. That's a big promise. And it's my hope and wish to fulfill that for you. So if you are a new subscriber or a new watcher, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much. Let's dive straight in. All right, here we are. Now, this is a big promise, but I'm wanting to fulfill it for you. So you may want to watch this 2, 3, maybe even more times. So the ultimate quantum leap blueprint to reprogram your subconscious mind, upgrade your self-identity, and become the master of reality in 2025 and beyond. Okay, so you're going to want to take some notes. This is the most advanced masterclass that I've ever released for free on the internet to date. So if you haven't yet already watched my secret language of the subconscious, programming the subconscious mind, then I'll put a link in the description for you as well. All right, so enough of that. Let's dive straight into it. So what is a quantum leap? A radical change in your self-concept, a radical change in your identity. So essentially you're shifting from what you do not prefer experiencing in your reality to what you do prefer. And I'm going to show you in very explicit detail how to do that. But I'm going to set you up with some background knowledge to begin with. So for those of you that are the lifelong learners, then you're going to enjoy this as well. All right. So we're going to go through a couple of steps here. Number one, understanding first and foremost that you are pure consciousness. Number two, that your perceptions determine your identity. And from there, your state of being. You can see here, SOB, okay? Not son of a bee, state of being. And now from here, then we go on to, you then broadcast an energetic signature as a frequency into the third dimension. And as you broadcast that energetic signature, the third dimension then reflects back to you or as an echo, okay? Confirming your state of being, confirming what you believe to be true yourself. And then the fifth is just, are you going to respond or react to stimulus, events, and circumstances in the outside world? We're going to dive in, take notes if you want to. Let's go for it. Okay, so you can see here, you are pure consciousness, pure awareness, pure awareness. Now, as pure awareness, you then select what reality experiences you want, and you pass them through the physical filter of your body. The physical filter, i.e., your perceptions, is what contributes to the broadcast signature, the energetic signature, into the third dimension. So imagine here you are, pure awareness. And as pure light and awareness, an infinite eternal being, you are unlimited. In the body, we have a collection of thoughts and actions and feelings that make up beliefs. And I'm going to cover that very soon. So if you want to upgrade your beliefs, if you want to overcome limiting beliefs, I'm going to set the scene straight here and offer something that's pretty radical that you may or may not have heard before, but it's my 100% conviction that they don't matter. Okay, I'm going to show you why. Beliefs don't matter right now. So your pure awareness, your body is filled with energetic signatures. So in order to create a quantum leap, we must align the energetic signature in the body so that the broadcast signature from you into the third dimension, into the quantum field that is now rendering the third dimension, is as a shadow. It's a reflection. Remember, it's an echo. Okay, it echoes back to you. So if you are vibrating at wealth, or you're vibrating at love, you're vibrating at peace, you're vibrating at health, and that is your state of being, then the energetic signature that you express and share with the field, okay, that then impresses on the third dimension is going to reflect back to you more love, more money, more partnership, more career advancement, more health, whatever it may be from there. But understand, as I've got here, the third dimension is the shadow, or it's the shadow world. It's the Shadow from the light that is projected through you from your infinite awareness as pure consciousness. It's passed through you, the perception of your, through the filters of your perceptions. And what are you perceiving? Who are you perceiving yourself to be? Okay, so I'm going to move quite quickly. And if you've got questions, drop them in the comments. But if you're still with me, type in echo, echo. Okay. So let's move to the next one here. This is a big one. Okay. Now, Dr. Michael Beckwith, I believe, is one that shared this. Maybe one or two other authors as well. But I've reshuffled it a little bit to make it quite tangible. And this is coming from my perception. So you may have your own thoughts and feelings about this. We often, when we look at this, I call this the four realms of consciousness. The four realms of consciousness. And this is going to really help determine how you stage and set up your perceptions. Remember, you are light of infinite awareness. Pass through the filters of your perceptions in your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. And through that filter, you then project an energetic signature into the third dimension, which is the shadow world. So here is the underpinning narrative that the world, humanity, operates. And you may fall into one of these categories more often than another. But understand you move up and down this pyramid of consciousness, or the four realms. So the first one, and you may relate to this, or you know others that do relate to this, the first level is life happens to me. Life always happens to me. I'm in no control. Everything outside of me has control over me. I have no dominion over my world. I feel powerless. I feel inept. I'm waiting. I'm filled with excuses. Sound familiar? Maybe you know someone. So this is victim consciousness. Victim consciousness. I'm a victim to the outside world. I'm a victim to the facts. And as Neville Goddard would say from scripture, is that you're being stoned by the facts the whole time. You're being stoned with the third dimensional reality. People, places, objects, and things, other people's perceptions of you, all those sorts of things. So you feel powerless. The next one is you are the observer. Okay. And as the observer, you are setting up and have running in the background, life happens for me. And I know the big transformational industry and coaching industry really is a proponent of this. Life always happens for me because there's always lessons. And I agree with that to an extent. But if you stay in this octave, if you stay in this realm of consciousness, you're waiting all the time. I'm always experiencing lessons, but I'm never upgrading. Or I'm upgrading, but I'm never really owning my power. I don't really feel full control of my destiny. I don't really feel like I'm the captain of my own ship. Can you relate? Maybe, maybe not. And this may challenge some of you, and I'm prepared for it to challenge some of you. So this is the observer effect here. Well, not the observer effect, but the observer level. So life happens for me to grow, for me to be nourished, for me to experience life. Yes, that's okay. But it's a little bit, it can be a little bit passive. The next one is creator consciousness, CC, creator consciousness. This is where life happens by me, okay? By you, by me. So now you take full ownership, 100% accountability and responsibility. That, remember here, when we went back, I take full accountability and responsibility that the echo that is coming back to me from the shadow world, the world of objects and things, is from me. I am the cause, okay? I am the causative, and this is the effect. Everything outside is the effect. So when I take 100% accountability and responsibility for myself, 100%, I can look outside of myself and think, I'm swallowing the big, hairy horse pill of responsibility. Everything outside of me, whether I'm consciously aware of it or unconsciously aware of it, known or not known by me, is the product of my energetic signature, is the product of my perceptions. Does that make sense? So imagine how much power you reclaim. Imagine how much light and information you now have access to when you really move on this underpinning foundational structure. Okay. Life happens by me. It happens by me. I direct the currents of life. I direct the narrative. I direct what is reflected back to me. The third one here is unity consciousness. This is life happens through me. Or better put, is life happens as me, as the creator, as activated God. Okay. God activated within me, God awakened within me. This is where you receive impulses, nudges, insights, inspirations, intuitive hits. This is where you are in divine connection, high divine connection. We're always connected to the divine. Just down here in the victim, you may feel alone, separated, and all the rest because you have shrunken. Your energy field has shrunken down to the point where you feel you have no power. There's a lot of fear in the victim consciousness that life always happens to me. Yeah. And this is where you start to set up, things like resentment, frustration, all coming from fear. Okay. So this is where I really, really encourage all of you to move into creator consciousness and unity consciousness. So reminding you that life happens by you and through you. So when you really get that, and we go back to this here, is you are infinite awareness, infinite, pure consciousness. And now, as you choose what reality you want from the lens of life happens by me, now I get to select the energetic signature that I want to express into the world, that I want to walk in the shoes of. That's the self-identity. Are you still with me? If you're still with me, type in here. Okay. I hope you're enjoying this. So let's move to this part here. Okay. And I've used this countless times myself, and I use it every single day and bring greater awareness. And I look at the outside world and I think the outside world is the past. It's the rendering of my previous thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's all that it is. So if I do not like what I see outside of me echoed back to me, it's my non-preferred, then I look at it and I think, that's the past. That's the past self. That's the past identity reflecting back evidence of who I have been up to this point. Does that make sense? So you may need to re-listen to that several times. The outside world is the past. It's the shadow. It's gone because the third dimension it vibrates slower than the higher dimensions. You as pure infinite awareness, pure consciousness, high vibration, God energy, universal energy, source energy, always passing through you. Okay. So now we get into the subconscious. This is where the real magic happens. So you select what reality that you want. You select the experiences that you want. And from those experiences, you are then you are able to reverse engineer who you are being in those experiences so that you can then connect who you are being with the energetic signature that you are expressing into the field, into the quantum field, so that the third dimension renders itself according to this new energetic signature based on who you are now being in your preferred experiences. Does that make sense? So you've got your broadcast energy and who am I being? That's all that matters. Who am I being? So self-identity here. So when you start to think about the self-identity, and some of you may get a little bit, I'm going to not mince my words here. I'm going to throw beliefs out right now. I'm going to throw it right out there and I'm going to challenge you. Stop looking at beliefs. Stop trying to upgrade your beliefs. I will do another video on this. And if you would like that, please type in beliefs below. And I know that you want to tackle this one. But quite often we go to beliefs and say, I need to upgrade my beliefs. Yes, but a lot of people find it very difficult to upgrade their beliefs because they're looking at a cluster of thoughts and feelings and actions. And they're looking at this cluster and feeling overwhelmed and thinking, I don't know how to upgrade. I really don't know. I can say affirmations, I can be automated, I can do all the things that are espoused out there in the field. on the internet and personal development. So let's put beliefs to the side, and I'm going to prove to you why it's important. Just put them to the side for the moment, because your self-identity is the sum total of who you are thinking from, who you are feeling from, and who you are acting from. And who are you acting, thinking, and feeling from is your identity. So here's a quick example. Let's say, and we go straight to the meat of quantum leaps here. You want 100K. Right now, you might have, let's say, 10K, just as an example. You want to leap from a 10K to 100K. And this could be a week, a month, a year, whatever it may be. You want to make that leap. So who you are being right now is echoing this reality. Who you are being right now is reflecting back to you the financial evidence of that 10K. So who you are being is the sum total of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. You say, okay, I get that. I get that. But this is where a lot of people get stuck. When you're thinking about your 100K goal, you're thinking about it as outside of you. You're thinking about it as ahead of you. You're thinking about it as in the future. No, that's a big no-no. That's a big fat mistake, okay? It's not outside of you. It's not ahead of you. Because if you watched my secret language of the subconscious mind does not understand or interpret time. It doesn't understand space or dimension. It only understands now. It only understands the information that you are feeding it as the loyal subject, as the divine partner. It's the seeds that you're planting in that divine garden of the subconscious. That's all that matters. Okay? So instead of thinking of the future, as Neville Goddard, big proponent of Neville, you think and feel, most importantly, feel from the 100Ks. You feel from it, which now means that instead of looking out of towards something, you're looking back from something. If you need to re-listen to that again, please do. You're thinking back from something. So now my eye is not cast into the future. My eye is cast backwards through the lens of who my state of being, who I'm being. Does this make sense? I hope it does. So let's say the 100K, that's the goal. So who am I being? Who are you being in that 100K? Well, you might say that, I'm thinking this way about life. I'm feeling this way about life, and I'm acting this way in life. And we can chunk it even down even further. And we start to think about the energetic signature. What's the number one prime feeling of that 100K reality? What's the number one prime feeling? Because the feeling will either keep your current reality alive or discharge you from this current reality and project you into a new reality. The feeling will carry you there. The feeling does that. And so when you start to think about beliefs, where do they come in? Well, the belief is really a sum total of your thoughts, feelings, and actions. So beliefs are stacked up over time. If you hear something all the time, you're such a good girl, you're such a good boy, you're so smart, you're so bright, you're beautiful, you're whatever you're constantly stacking all of these in your favor towards building a belief, which is like a neural structure. It's like a collection of atoms that form a molecule. But if you've been hearing the other side of it growing up in your formative years, then over time, it's a thought that is continued, repeated consistently over time that creates a belief. And that is why I am not a big proponent of going to beliefs. Go to who you are being first, and your beliefs become upgraded. Your beliefs are upgraded based on new thinking, new feeling, and new aligned action. I hope that helps. It's a little switch because there's a little bit of brainwashing that's going on that you need to go and tackle the beliefs. In my opinion, and this is mine, and it works for me and for my clients, don't go to beliefs first. Go to who you choose to be. And who you choose to be is expressed and related to your outcome. That's how you create quantum leaps. It's designed to keep you wired or to have you wired to the event you want to experience or the series of events that you want to experience. So if we go all the way back here to remember at the beginning that you are pure consciousness, pure awareness, pure source energy. So you are eternal, unlimited creator. That's what you are. That's who you are. And so as you select the reality of the 100K, I'm now selecting my preferred reality. And as I select my preferred reality, I then reverse engineer. Well, who am I being in that 100K version of myself? How am I experiencing life? What is reflected back to me through the series of events, places, people, and opportunities? So then you start to look at, well, from the 100K, and if you're still with me, type in 100K. Whether that's your number or not, I just know that you're still with me. So the 100K, and you might say, well, what's the 100K lifestyle? And I want you to be realistic. I want you to really feel into this. And this is just the example that we're using here. It could be anything. It could be about love. It could be about your career. But I want you to really get detailed here. And I know Dr. Joe Dispenza really goes into great depth of this, and he started all the way back, going back to the basics. So really write out the criteria, the things that make up your 100K lifestyle. So maybe it's, you live here. Maybe you have this type of daily routine. Maybe this is the partner or the travel or the education or the health, whatever it may be from there. But be specific relative to yourself. Make it specific to you. So as an example, when I share this with my private clients, I want you to get detailed and just make it a one-liner, really, really simple. One-liner, because you're in control. You're the master of your destiny. Remember the 4 realms of consciousness? Life happens by you and through you. So access that. So you get to define it. So, you've got 100K. This is maybe the car that you want. This is maybe the travel that you want. This is maybe the partner that you want. This is maybe, the hours. You're only going to work 3 days per week and, 3 hours per day, whatever it may be. You get to choose. You're the selector of this reality because the third dimension is the shadow. It's the simulation. You are the code X that is programming the third dimension. You're the codex that's programming the third dimension to reflect back that which is vibrationally equivalent to who you are being. Make sense? So the quantum leap here occurs in frame by frame referencing, frame by frame intending. And I know Abraham Hicks talks about segment intending. Very important. And when you think about Bashar leans into that you are never actually creating the past. Every single moment is new because you are projecting into a field that is always being rendered and re-rendered according to your perceptions. So who you are being right now listening to this, strung with who you are being in the next now moment, as long as they coordinated and they are moving progressively and building strength towards your 100K in this example, then you will continue to see a re-rendering of the third dimension echoed back to you. This is where people get impatient and they default back down to level 2 or realm number 2, which is life happens for me to grow, for me to be observed. I'm just observing. I don't understand how reality works. Or even down into victim, which is life happens to me. I can never get ahead. My perceptions are never being upgraded because I don't believe in the present moment. This is where the magic really happens. So I'm going to get really close in here. The subconscious mind, this is the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind only knows now. The superconscious mind, as eternal, only knows now. So we get rid of, I've just given you a process for the conscious mind. Go through that. The conscious mind will love it. Follow the blueprint, follow the map, unpack things. Then you give those feeling instructions to the subconscious, the fertile garden of your mind, the fertile garden of reality. You give those instructions to the subconscious in the now. And so as you're rendering your reality, perception by perception, moment by moment, frame by frame intention, you're doing it all in the now. So if you feel pulled out because you're looking at the outside world as real, you're looking as yourself here, and you perceive this is the future and this is the past, and you're dragging the past into the future to create predictability. So I know what's going to happen in my future because I haven't changed my concept of myself. I haven't rendered a new vibrational signature right now because I haven't practiced being in the now. Okay. And that's your connection to the divine right there. So when you see me draw that, that's the connection to the divine. All right. So when you can practice presence and you can reclaim your power by moving into the realm number 3 and realm number 4, life happens by me and through me. By being in the now, you reclaim your power, and the future now is what you determine it to be. You decide. And the future is being rendered based on who you be now. So that's why presence is so powerful. So when you tune into Eckhart Tolle's work, it's all about now. Everything is now. And it took me a long time to work that out, a long time to let go and surrender to the now and get proof, because this is the thing here. Prove it yourself. Prove it to yourself. Create little quantum experiments. And you're doing it all day, every day. You're just not accepting that you are the causative. Okay? You are the cause of your reality. Because you think of someone and they call, or you think of something and it happens, or you turn left and you get the park, or you're doing the thing with the thing, whatever it is, okay? And you're getting constant feedback, but you leave it there on the park bench and you go, okay, it was just that. It was just that. It wasn't anything bigger. So you're judging your power because you're observing yourself through the lens of life happens to me and for me. Own your power. That's how you make quantum leaps. You make quantum leaps by making little experiments, running little experiments from moment to moment, day to day. And you get that feedback, okay? You get that feedback. And if you're still with me, type in quantum. Type in quantum. Now, I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to, okay? I feel that's more than enough. I love your feedback. I love your questions. If you want to dive deeper into these subjects and to really unpack who you are, how powerful you are, then join my free community. Links in the description. And if you would like some one-to-one assistance and you really want to deep dive and you're ready as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a coach, consultant, or creative, and you want some one-on-one help, then I'll put a link below in the description for that as well. All right. I hope this has been helpful. Let's send you into a new reality, one that you want. Go back and re-listen to this over and over and over as many times as you need so that the penny drops, okay? And finally, for those of you that are still with me, thank you so much for your support and the growth of this channel. Thank you for the new subs. Thank you for your comments. I really appreciate you. And if you haven't already watched the secret language of the subconscious mind, then I'm going to put it up somewhere on the screen here. Okay? Big love.